Hello everyone and welcome to the Sedona International Film Festival. I'm your host Carol Kahn. We are coming to you live from Yavapai College, the Sedona campus, and would like to thank our sponsors, Northern Arizona Healthcare. And joining me now are two filmmakers from the film Volley, Oliver and Martin. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, and so what do you think about the snow?
I like it just fine. Oliver,
it's great.
Coming from LA, you don't
I never see it. So
know.
it's a winter wonderland.
I was born in Detroit, but I was raised in Southern California, and I just got back from Michigan for being there for 2 months, where it was pretty cold. So this is nice, but yeah, we're not too used to it.
Yeah. It is nice. I like it.
The heated seats are on in the car, basically.
Yeah, the heated seats. Yeah,
That's
it's
good.
quite delightful.
Perfect. So let's talk a little bit about the film Volley. So give the audience just a little bit background about it.
Well, it's a film about two friends that are trying to connect while they're playing a game of tennis, and things come up that they weren't expecting to come out.
The inception of it came from, I was staying in New York for a period of time. I was doing the typical actor thing of going to New York for a few months, California for a few months, back and forth. Oliver came to visit me.
Yeah.
We saw a play, The Real Thing, I think, with Ewan McGregor, Maggie Gyllenhaal. And we got a bit of inspiration to want to talk about something that he had on his chest, and so did I, that we hadn't been sharing in regards to story. I shared a story about seeing two guys in the subway that were dressed sort of, not ridiculously, but if you know New York and be in the subway, you get all kinds of characters. They were characters. And they're obviously good friends. And they sat down in that part of the subway cart that only seats two people. And they're a little bigger guys, so it was a little uncomfortable to see two big guys dressed sort of dorkily in those two seats. And it just hit me as like, look how they take their friendship for granted. And they're sitting in the seats and they're uncomfortable to even look at each other because they realize they've done something awkward. They could have sat in those four wider seats maybe, or whatever. This is my imagination running wild. So yeah. I had an idea for telling a story about why would you take your friend for granted like that? You love this guy, man. You're dressed like a dork and got on the subway to go do something together, whatever. Be comfortable, blah, blah.
Yeah. And at the same time, I had been thinking about this idea of like two friends playing tennis, talking about something. And then he had told me about this, and I'm like, oh, this is like, we have to write this together.
Yeah. And we needed that third thing, that law of threes. So we wanted to tell a story about brotherly love. We wanted to tell a story about saying everything now. But we didn't have that third thing to kind of really inspire, like, what are we getting up every morning to write this thing for? I had shared a story about something that happened with a cousin and somebody passing away from cancer, and his sort of vocabulary that came out of the anger of his father passing away, and he had shared something similar, and he and I are both getting at that age where, unfortunately, that people are starting to drop like flies around us, man, and we just treat this so casually. Oh, he got sick, and what are you going to do, and blah, blah. So we wanted to make a commentary about that, and that was that third layer that we needed to inspire us to finish this. Let's write this damn thing, and let's shoot it.
Yeah.
And I also think it's like from interpretation, because while I was watching it, right, and I felt like it was the conversation between two friends, but I also felt that there was like so much like of an uncomfortableness of like discussing something that, like, you talked about it surface, like one was about relationships, the other one was about a health issue, and like you as a character was saying, why did it take so long for you to tell me this? Like, it was pretty serious. Yeah. Why did it take so long? And sometimes you wonder, like in friendships, does it really, do you like share some things like that? Do you pause because there's some kind of fear that either A, you don't want to talk about it, or you don't want to deal with it? So, I think in my mind, that's what I was going through when I was like watching the film.
Yeah, and it is all those things. And this lack of kind of full connection with people is what we were trying to explore in it, because we can say we're best friends with people, and then something happens and we're like, I never had any idea that that's how they were. And it's like, well, why is there that lack of connection, especially in like in a connected age as we live in?
Right.
Well, habits form, right, and conditioning, and just you get along, but you found your niche how you get along, and you don't kind of push your friendships like you do other things in your life, and you kind of leave it there, or fear or anxiety or who the hell knows. But yeah, you get to a point where somebody's your best friend and you don't share something like this, or you don't feel comfortable.
And you don't know them. You
Right.
don't really know them.
What's keeping somebody from sharing something like this?
Yeah.
Subtext.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know, Martin, also you have been on the morning show.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that was something recent that just happened?
When was that? It was about 8 months ago, maybe, at the most. Yeah. I had, not to get too highfalutin, I wasn't done with acting, but I was done with being as available to acting as I was for the last, I'd say, 10 years. My emotional cup was getting a little too full with me going out on too many things that I wasn't right for. Kind of classic thing you'll hear people say, I learned how to say no to certain things and learn how to kind of like, okay, I'll just do this and get out of here. I don't really care if I book it or not. And then boom, as soon as I had that feeling, it's very cliche almost to say, because I've seen so many interviews where actors will say that, but as soon as I had the feeling where I don't care, boom, I booked something. I don't know if that energy came across or whatever it is, but it was exciting. It was fantastic. What a great, really... There was other things before this, but when you get something like that feels that big, this was the first thing I ever booked. What a great kind of baptism into actually booking something really proper across from a proper actress on a proper show. And yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah.
So did that change your mind now about acting? Or
yeah, I'm totally committed to all the vulnerabilities there. I care again, which I'm going to ruin it, and I'm not going to book it.
You have to let it go. You have to have like a Sedona moment.
Yeah.
And just let it go.
I'm thinking about coming to Sedona and starting up, a rival art school over here, maybe just to deject.
It's called Let It Go, Let It Flow, something like that.
Trying my best.
Martin,
if it wasn't for this damn pandemic and staying home all day and being in my head, I would have let it go. I wouldn't have been able to come to the Sedona Film Festival. I would have been in the Maldives with spider monkeys or something like that.
I'm so glad that didn't happen.
But you're here.
So glad.
Where it's snowing.
No, but it was fantastic. It was a great sort of, again, baptism into, oh man, I really booked something that like I've been trying hard to book this for the longest time. It was intoxicating. It was great.
Yeah. And Oliver, your background, have you done any acting or no?
Not an actor.
No.
Not made for in front of the camera. No, I've always been interested in visual arts, and really went into directing like full force when I could from college, and primarily in commercials, and then like with this short and kind of other things starting to branch out more into like what I really started in all this to begin with, which was like telling narratives, like existential drama, as my friend would say. So yeah, that's where I'm going. Like I still do commercials, but developing some TV shows and films and more shorts to shoot.
How easy or how difficult was it to shoot on a tennis court, just the dialogue going back and forth?
Oh man, it seems like it should be easy, but they were really playing tennis, and we shot it with one camera. So the ball going back and forth is the ball going back and forth. We decided to do it like that though because we really didn't want it to be so like, okay, you guys have to hit these marks every single time and do it the same way every single time. We wanted to just kind of shoot it almost like a play, where we let them just go for a while. So in that regard, technically speaking, it was difficult. But I think
for the editor.
For the editor, yeah. For us, we were just like, that was great, go again. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how it was for you guys. Like,
we got to throw it away to a degree. I mean, he gave us that comfortability of just play it. I was cognizant of, I'm trying to hit the ball in the same mark. Or I associated hitting the ball with so-and-so. With the one we wrote it, we put a couple beats in there where like, he hits the ball and says the line.
Yeah, there was specific parts for that, but for the most
we
part,
were kind of on the money with a few takes. But yeah, it was organic. It's freeing, I guess. He made that environment freeing, and then silly actors, we didn't care, we just did it.
Yeah.
How long did you have to play tennis for?
What was the shoot?
It was only like 8 hours.
Yeah. Only 8 hours.
Yeah.
You played 8 hours of tennis.
But I mean, that's a short, I mean, not nonstop.
Okay.
But that's like,
exhausted.
usually it's like a 10 or 12 hour day.
Yeah.
So this was, we had a very specific amount of time.
We moved fast, we shot late, which was a bit of a benefit.
Yeah.
Like originally we were thinking it'd be awesome. Well, when we were in New York and we had the idea, we were looking at, we wanted to shoot it in New York.
Yeah.
And we found a couple tennis courts and whatever, but it is expensive to shoot in New York.
Yeah.
Even if it's a SAG low budget or whatever it is. So in the end, necessity being the mother of invention, let's shoot it at night. We found a park where background and walla and noise would sort of inform the story too, and we got very lucky. So in essence, it was sort of easy to shoot on a tennis court, but
and then
we moved
turned
fast.
Yeah, and then it turned into the coldest day of the year in LA, which was just...
yeah, poor cameras.
Yeah.
God bless him. He was freezing his butt off.
It was cold. Yeah, I mean, nobody expected it to be that cold.
No,
and then
no.
it was quite cold.
Yeah.
For LA, not for here.
Yeah.
Like, you guys would be wearing shorts. But for Los Angeles, it was.
Well, it gets hot in Sedona.
chilly.
We don't want to
It
judge Sedona.
does. It
Just
was like
being
100 in June. It was 107 when we had the film festival here. So
Oh,
it got
wow.
a little bit hot.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't have umbrellas. Like nobody in Arizona carries an umbrella.
Oh, yeah. We don't
so
either,
so
but-
we know either it's a tourist, someone from California, like
Yeah.
has umbrellas. So whenever
Yeah.
you see them, you know that they're not from here.
I will always look like a tourist here, just to be very clear. Yeah.
I don't think so. I think you could blend in a little bit. No?
Is a professor of film?
Yeah, I think
young
you
professor of
could.
film.
Perhaps.
Well, how can people find out about your film?
It is on IMDb, of course, and I'm the only one that really has a social presence.
Yeah.
Through Facebook only, really. Martin George Berishaj.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And how come you don't have social media?
I'm just one of those people that likes my privacy. So.
So you're not even going to hashtag us or anything
Oh,
like
no,
that?
we will. We will
all
definitely
right.
do that.
Oh, we have, yeah.
Yeah, we have done that.
It's the good old-fashioned storytelling, the mystery. You know too much about
Yeah.
him. Then, oh, that's why he
Yeah.
told that story.
Yeah.
I know everything
I'm- you
about
know,
this guy
like,
now.
I'm not that interesting. Like, I don't need to figure stuff out. So,
Besides his sweter and his sock game,
yeah.
Yeah.
he's not
which
that
is-
Oh, yeah,
interesting.
look at that.
which is low today.
I know you're definitely Sedona dressed.
That yeah,
I
I was
like
like,
that, yeah.
I googled what does a good Sedona look like,
Is that-
and then I was like, oh, I need to get
Earth tones.
I know if you
Chunky
did not,
socks.
that's not what it would come out like.
chunky socks,
Earth tones,
and
earth
then
tones.
I was like, all right, cool.
You would have glitter in your hair.
Oh, yeah.
And,
That's later.
yeah.
So-
That's after the party
Yeah,
tonight.
or maybe during the party.
The VIP lounge is just outside,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll arrange it for you.
Yeah, one
I'll
must
make
have
sure.
like a hint of color.
Yes,
as they-
yes.
as
I
they
definitely
say.
want to see that before you
Nice,
leave.
a burnt rust.
Yes.
Yeah, and if you don't have glitter in your hair, I'm going to be really disappointed.
You can, if you bring some, you could just swap it
I'll
at
bring
me.
some.
Yeah.
I'll bring some.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Well, thank you too. And the film, where is it going to be seen? So
Volley is today at 1 p.m. and then on Friday at 7 p.m.
Yeah. Okay,
during the short blocks.
awesome. Well, it's such a delight to have both of you
It was very nice
to meet you.
here.
Having us.
Thank you. Yeah, I know I'll be seeing you around the festival.
Definitely.
Thank you.
All right, and thank you for being with us. And don't forget to follow us on social media, hashtag Sedona Film Fest 2022. And we will be back with more from the Sedona Film Fest after this.